Of all the things I could have talked about, this is what I get. Would have talked about Subspace Emissary, but no, someone else talked about that, so I get Shrek 2. Lucky me. This game's weird for me. I got it as a kid, and I remember playing it multiple times, sometimes even at friends' houses, and yet I remember nothing about it. Like, sure, I always remember vague things, but considering I've probably played it like 5 separate times, it's a little concerning just how little I can remember about it. And yet, this game just kind of sticks around. Seriously, no matter what I do with it, and no matter how messed up the disc is, and no matter how much I try to get rid of it, it just always finds a way to crawl back into my life. I just can't escape it for some reason. I'm really curious, did anybody else own this game as a kid, or am I alone on this one? I sure hope I'm not alone, at least. Well, whatever, if this game won't leave, might as well take a look at it, I guess. Not like I have anything better to do with my time. So, Shrek 2 is a movie tie-in game based on the 2004 sequel to Shrek, back when the movies were respected instead of being a big old meme.
You're thinking, I can't freestyle rap.
And I say based off Shrek 2, but honestly, that's a bit of a stretch. This game came out a couple weeks before the movie, and that should tell you all you need to know. This game and the movie are almost nothing alike. It seems pretty clear that the developers were just given like a paragraph to describe the entire movie, and just had to make it all up from there. Do you remember that part in Shrek 2 where Shrek decided to help out at Jack and Jill's farm? Or how about when Shrek was enlisted to solve crimes in Far, Far Away?
Deputy Shrek, at your service.
Dude, listen to him, he sounds so sad. Or how about Red Riding Hood? Yeah, remember her? No, you don't. She isn't in Shrek 2. Despite that, she's a major character in the plot of the game, taking part in almost every level before just kind of vanishing, never to be seen again. Yeah, if you haven't figured it out, this game has barely anything to do with the movie, like at all. The basic outline is there, but almost everything here is original. Though the narrator does try his absolute best somehow to correlate these levels to the plot, even if, sometimes he says some interesting stuff.
Shrek made it clear he loved Fiona and no pompous king was going to blatantly mock his ogre girth.
They could not have known the ramifications of a statement like this at the time. But how about the ogre girth beneath this? I mean, the story is what it is. It was made to coincide with the game. What do you expect? How about the game itself, though? Is it any good? No. But also, maybe. I don't know. So the gameplay in Shrek 2 is a hybrid beat-em-up and platformer. Each level lets you play as 4 different characters from the films, each having their own special abilities and skills. Combat is basic, to put it lightly. You have a basic attack chain used by pressing the attack button multiple times. You have a jump attack. No, that's it. As you can imagine, combat is a little basic. As in so basic you could probably play it with your eyes closed. It also doesn't help that some of the characters are just straight up kind of broken. Gingerbread Man's jump attack lets him throw a candy cane that hones in on any enemy around him, and this happens without you having to aim it, meaning all you have to do to win fights as him is just to jump and press the attack button. Red Riding Hood has this spin attack that basically has no windup, knocks enemies back, stuns the enemies afterwards, and if the enemy is in a corner and can't move, there's no invincibility frames, meaning that the attack can hit enemies and even bosses multiple times over the course of a second, basically one-shotting them. Also, you're basically invincible while doing it, so, you know, very balanced. Straight up, 2/3 of the roster are made completely useless because of this, especially Donkey. Donkey's just garbage.
Whoa, back it up, Dad.
No, I didn't mean that. I meant, you know what, actually, no, you're pretty bad. Get ripped, Donkey. So yeah, combat's a joke, but how about the platforming? Oh, it's so much worse. The characters are all super floaty, and yet they can't jump to save their lives. You get like 2 feet max. I'm serious, some of these jumps require irritatingly precise jumps, and yet the characters just can't do it. The worst of it being this horrendous hero time segment with the big bad wolf. Seriously, why does this exist? Just to torture me? Because it's doing a very good job. Keep up the good work, I'm proud of you, son. Oh yeah, I should probably explain what exactly hero time is. So every once in a while, the mirror guy will just start saying there's a predicament that only a certain character can solve, and so it starts their hero time. Each of these are a little different. Shrek, for example, beats up a bunch of bad guys and tosses them in a wagon. Fiona sings and blows up birds to put on a pie with some really basic rhythm game. Donkey rides on Dragon to save the onion wagon. Gingerbread Man platforms through a tomato patch. They're all really simple, and with exception to the big bad wolf one, they're all fine, I guess? Like, they're not really great, but they're not terrible. Every character gets one, all except for Pixie.
Alright, listen The mice will sneak into the warden's office and get the keys to free the boys.
Man, I wonder why she didn't get one. I wonder why this esteemed character didn't get a Hero Time segment. Activision, I fully expect you to rectify this mistake ASAP. Cancel the next Call of Duty game and get ready to make some DLC for this game to rectify this grave offense. One cool thing about this game is that there's several different formats for levels. Some levels, like this spooky one or the path to Jack and Jill's farm, are these linear levels with lots of platforming and enemies, but not all levels are like this. Far, Far Away and Jack and Jill's farm, for example, are pretty open and feature a bunch of smaller micro quests that not only can you complete in any order, but you don't even have to beat all of them. Don't want to save Humpty Dumpty? That's fine, just go beat up millions of rats, what the heck? This game really has something against rats? Like, you're fighting them constantly.
Rats, we're rats, we're the rats.
But yeah, that's genuinely kinda neat, I guess. Not many games have this much variation in their level design, and I like free roaming, so I guess there's that. And for more positives, well, this game looks alright, I guess. It's cool seeing a couple places from the movie like this, and the models, most of the time, look kinda decent. I mean, yeah, this looks like Shrek, although the faces can be a little strange sometimes. Shrek, please, I'm begging you, do not look at me like that ever again. Other positives, the voice acting is okay, the final boss is alright, I guess, although that's completely countered by the freaking dronkies showing up at the end of the game. Seriously, I can't explain why, so please don't ask, but I hate these things and genuinely consider them a blight upon mankind for ever being created, and that's kinda it, I guess. You know, the wildest part about this game is that it somehow manages to exist in this strange in-between area. The game never gets good enough to be called fun, but it also never gets agonizingly bad either. It's just kind of constantly mediocre, never having severe highs or lows. I played through the entire game and basically felt nothing afterwards. Also, the game was like 5 hours, and so it didn't even have time to get tedious, so there's that. Really, I think that's probably the reason why I never remember this game despite having played it multiple times. Even now, I can feel it slowly fading from my memories, almost as if I didn't even play it just a couple days ago. Heck, if you haven't noticed, this video is kinda short, and that's because I'm really struggling to come up with anything else to say about it, like, at all. How do I even end this video? Hey look, it's Shrek dancing, wow, that's so radical and cool. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and watch the other videos.